welcome back again to CruiseAway here on Gecko with Derek and Joe. It's lovely to have your company as always. And don't forget, we are here on your screens every single day of the week. 10 o'clock in the morning, you need to be writing down reminders, putting them on the diary. 10 o'clock in the morning and 1 and 4 in the afternoon. And we've got new shows all the time, which is brilliant. We are making more and more and more shows about every part of the world. What's your favourite part of the world, Joe, do you think?
Oh, gosh. How long's a piece of string? There's just so many amazing places. I do love South America and Mexico and Argentina and all those places. But then, of course, we've got so much to offer in this part of the world too. Bali. I love Bali. Yeah. My goodness. Yeah, we have got some really incredible adventures planned for you.
Oh, you're going to just love it, let me tell you. And wherever in the world you fancy going, all you've got to do is pick up the phone and speak to our team toll free, and we will find the #1 answer for you. Because remember, our team look right the way along all of the cruise lines and all of the voyages there are across the world. So if you are looking for a deal, look nowhere else but us. You've got our website, cruiseaway.com.au, and you've got the team toll free on the phone lines 1300 408 765. But stay and watch the show first, because this is a fascinating show actually.
Yes.
Because it's time to voyage this time as we continue to showcase some of the incredible event voyages on offer from Cunard next year. Now, this is our second episode, if you like, featuring these very special cruises, and they are all amazing.
Yeah, that is absolutely right. We're going to be staying in London and New York in these 3 adventures, and later we'll be celebrating 185 years of Cunard, as well as indulging in a Times Literary Festival voyage on Queen Mary 2. Now, first, lovers of classical music will revel in the chance to take your seats in the Royal Court Theatre on Queen Mary 2 to hear the English National Symphony Orchestra perform. Now, our 15-night package starts on the 31st of August next year by flying over from Sydney to New York, starting off with a 3-night hotel stay here. Lovely. In the height of summer. That's Coney Island, by the way, that you just saw there, which is down in Brooklyn. It's got a lovely beach, fabulous traditional old-fashioned theme park. You've got Brooklyn Zoo to visit also whilst you're down there. The hustling, bustling markets of New York are something I'm particularly fond of. I love, going to the different districts such as Little Italy and Chinatown. You can take a food tour, which will give you the best of the best as well. Cycle round, of course, enjoy the subway, the taxis. You've got to do it all whilst you're in New York City.
Get a show in as well. Get
a show in on Broadway. There's some of the best shows in the world. There's the Statue of Liberty at night, and you will see the Statue of Liberty sailing out of Manhattan. There's nothing quite like it. There she is, the Queen Mary 2 in all her fabulous glory. My goodness, over 180 years this cruise line company has been around. They started off as White Star Line, and you are talking about the iconic voyage that people have been doing for over a century, the transatlantic. You are treading the footsteps, or you are swimming the waves that so many people who have gone before you from different decades and even different centuries have as well, and that is a really special feeling.
Oh yeah, for sure. And of course, this is a very special voyage as well, because you will be enjoying classical music performances by the English National Symphony Orchestra, led by the world famous conductor Anthony Inglis, voyaging across the Atlantic. Now, of course, that's a money can't buy experience, because that will be exclusive to this sailing as well. So something that if you are a classical music lover or enthusiast, maybe you have a classical radio station on in the kitchen, just to have that gentle music, to be there in a live venue, an intimate venue as well, where the acoustics are absolutely top-notch in the Royal Court Theatre on a Cunard ship is the place to be. So you are enjoying a voyage that very few will ever take on one of these unique Cunard Festival cruises.
Oh, I love it.
You're going to love it. And we'll cruise all the way over to Southampton. And then to round off this holiday, when we leave Queen Mary 2, we've got 3 nights in London in a hotel there booked for you, breakfast included as well.
Great.
So you can be a real tourist in town
You can.
for 3 fabulous nights.
And August, again, there's every chance of some good weather in the UK. You've got Carnaby Street, you've got Regent Street and Oxford Street for great shopping. Covent Garden is an absolute must as well, with its lovely market and its charming atmosphere. Just think, enjoying a nice G&T out in Hyde Park in one of the open-air cafes, perhaps when it's not raining. If you've been to the UK before, you'll know that it's unpredictable. But look, it has so much charm. It kind of makes up for the fact that you have 4 seasons in one day. Any Melbourneites there watching will know the 4 seasons in one day thing, right? You're used to it. So look, the red telephone boxes, Liberties of London, Harrods, Harvey Nicks. The world awaits you in London when you disembark Queen Mary 2 after this incredible, unique voyage, focusing on the National Symphony Orchestra with Anthony Englis, and you'll have 2 performances in the theatre to enjoy as well, learning all about it as you cross the Atlantic for 7 fabulous nights. Love it.
Yeah, you will just have the time of your life, I think, on this. If you've never done Cunard before, if you've never taken that iconic transatlantic crossing, of course, which really, you know, dates back to the very, very early days of Cunard, which we'll be marking in just a moment with another celebration cruise, then this is pretty special. It is that ultimate pinnacle journey. And of course, the great thing about our DreamAway packages is that you can tailor with the stays as well. Make the stay in New York longer, make the stay in London longer. Maybe fly back to Sydney from London via somewhere else. Maybe you want to stop off somewhere else in the middle and just eke out that holiday just that little bit further. Maybe there's another cruise around the British Isles that we could team up for when you arrive back into Southampton. Honestly, limitless opportunities, but this opportunity is an incredible one, and you can reserve your places today for a low deposit. And remember, this package that we have is 15 nights and it's August next year, starting with that flight from Sydney over to New York, of all places. 3 nights booked into a hotel there for you to enjoy the city as it is before this very special Cunard event voyage on Queen Mary 2, enjoying live performances from the English National Symphony Orchestra, playing the finest classical favourites, led of course by world famous conductor Anthony Inglis, voyaging across from New York to Southampton. I bet there are going to be some absolute greats played for you. I wonder what the tunes will be. Well, you know what? There's only one way to find out: to be there on that fabulous voyage. When you finish the voyage in Southampton, you enjoy 3 nights in a London hotel before your flight back to Sydney. And if you book it with us today here at CruiseAway, not only have you got the most incredible price tag here at 6199, which you can book today with a lower deposit to secure your place on this event voyage, but book it with us here at CruiseAway will also include up to $460 per cabin onboard credit as a bonus. And that onboard credit, of course, you can use towards specialty dining, pamper treatments. There are a rich amount of things that you can use that extra bonus onboard spend for, which is incredible. This really is one of those landmark opportunities, one of those special occasions. It happens very, very rarely. There are, I think, 4 or 6 of these wonderful event Cunard celebration cruises happening across the season for lots of different reasons, but they're all incredibly special. Let's have a look at your upgrade prices on board Queen Mary 2. Of course, it is an iconic sailing, doing that transatlantic, of course, over from New York to Southampton. It's a very, very special feeling being on board anyway. It's the finest service on board. It's that lovely white glove service of an evening, but very, very nice relaxed feeling during the day as well. Cunard is, you know, back in the original days of Cunard when they first started doing these transatlantic sailings, you really did need to be, you know, the nobled gentry to get a place on a cruise like this. And now it's open to everyone. It's a very relaxed atmosphere on board. Yes, there are amazing opportunities in the evening to dress up in your finery and enjoy that spirit of occasion, have those memorable photos taken and just lavish in the experience, and of course take your place in the Royal Court Theatre as well. Voyaging with Cunard is incredible, and we're doing plenty more of it in this show as well. But let's show you, if you're new to us here at CruiseAway, our heritage over 25 plus years.
With over 25 years of travel experience, when booking with CruiseAway, you're dealing with the cruise specialists. We can tailor-make the perfect holiday for you, adding hotel stays and exciting land tours so you can fully immerse yourself in the destinations you're visiting. We allow you to spread the cost of your holiday. Just pay a deposit today and then you have until the due date to pay your balance. You can browse our deals online at cruiseaway.com.au or call us toll-free and speak to one of our experienced cruise consultants based right here in Australia. Plus, as a fully accredited member of CLIA, AFTA and ATAS, you have total confidence and complete peace of mind when booking with us. CruiseAway, you know you want to.
Yeah, we definitely want to. And you know what? Cunard's voyages around the world, they are many and plenty, and they're always very, very special. So if you are looking for that Cunard celebration, we can book you on any of their journeys anywhere in the world. Just talk to our amazing team. And the great thing is, our team here at CruiseAway, as we've just said, specialise in cruise. So we've got that really broad eye to be able to say, okay, this is the hotspot part of the world, this is where everyone wants to go and cruise right now, and we've got the very deal, the best deal, bypassing other people's deals as well, to unlock special little discounts and extras and getting more value out of your overall trip. I mean, having stays in places like London and New York is definitely a bonus, and I don't want to arrange it, and I'm sure you don't either. We'll let our team do everything for you.
Two of the most iconic cities on earth to stay in.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Bookends to one of the most exciting voyages you'll ever do, which is incredibly exclusive, as everything we're showing you in this show is an exclusive Cunard voyage that might never happen again. And the next one, this is exciting.
Oh, this is the big one.
So get ready for this, okay? Because this is a chance to celebrate Cunard's incredible heritage, which next year spans 185 years since Sir Samuel Cunard started the very first scheduled transatlantic crossings back in 1840.
Wow.
The rest, of course, is history, and one special trip on Queen Mary II next year will celebrate the history in style. Now, our 16-night trip starts on the 20th of June next year, flying from Sydney over to London, where you'll enjoy a 3-night hotel city break.
You'll be so excited as well, won't you?
Oh, my goodness. This is super exclusive.
Well, it's one sailing.
Yeah, that is it.
One sailing, which is, you know, awesome. And actually, your stay in London and the majesty of the historic commemoration with Cunard, they sit so beautifully together.
Oh, I love that.
Because London is littered with history.
Oh my goodness. You're talking about history dating back over 1,000 years and then some. There's even some ancient Roman ruins floating about London somewhere, isn't there, I think?
There is.
Or you can go to Bath. You'll have 3 days. You could go to Bath and see the amazing Roman baths there. But my word, incredible palaces, enchanting gardens and beautiful parks await you in London. Fantastic shopping, some of the best in the world, of course. And delightful food. And there's just so much selection in London town. You'll love it. Then it's time to cruise. The one that everybody who loves cruising and the history of cruising wants to be on board for. This signature 185-year anniversary voyage. Wow. And you're going to be crossing the Atlantic in the same way that they did all of those years ago, centuries ago. Wow. I can't think of anything more interesting. Imagine some of the lectures you're going to have on board during this trip as well.
Oh, yeah. I have to say as well, Cunard are being a tiny bit tight-lipped about just the exact nature of what will appear on board.
Yes.
And that says to me that this is going to be full of magical surprises, which really mark the fact that this is the one voyage that Cunard will be taking to commemorate 185 years of heritage.
Wow.
I mean, for any company to be around 185 years later is a massive success, right?
Yeah.
But in travel, it's an even bigger ask, isn't it?
Yeah.
Travel's very volatile. And yet, through thick and thin, through high and low, 185 years later, Cunard set the standard for cruising today. We would not be cruising with any cruise line had
Nope.
it not been for Sir Samuel and his amazing insight.
And they have a little museum on board as well
Yes.
that will talk you through that. But of course, like we said, it's going to be lots of surprises and thrills and excitement
Yeah.
awaiting you on this incredible voyage. But book early for this. Please do not miss out. It is time to enjoy, after 7 nights at sea and fabulous days as well, an incredible mini break in beautiful New York City. What a great bookend to your adventure.
Awesome.
Now, you're also going to be there in June, and my favourite time of year in New York is absolutely the summer, because the city just comes alive. Now, the thing about New York as well, 3 nights there in a great central hotel that we'll provide you with as part of your package, it really has got this energy unlike any other city on earth. It's constantly moving, it's buzzing, it's exciting, it's vibrant. Everywhere you go, you don't even have to book anything in. Just walking around, you'll get a feel for incredible New York City. So here's an overview. Flying into London, enjoying on days 2 to 4 a fabulous hotel stay. Then you're going to embark the Queen Mary 2. You're going to have days 6 to 11 at sea, enjoying everything that the vessel has to offer, disembarking in New York. A little 3-day trip in New York before we fly you back to Australia, and you arrive back in Sydney on day 16.
And remember, we only get one shot at this. There is only one opportunity, and that's what makes this such a landmark. Limited availability, of course, because once all of the staterooms are booked. And bear in mind that it's not just us here in Oz that know about this cruise. The world knows about it. If you think Cunard only have 4 ships, that's what makes it such a special experience, because there's almost a wait list to get your place on any Cunard voyage, which feels very special anyway. But if you think of all of the hundreds of thousands, it's got to be probably tipping 1 million plus, hasn't it, over all of the years have sailed with Cunard. And there are lots of people that want to celebrate this landmark, this point in time, which marks 185 years of Cunard heritage. And there's so much to cover on this special voyage. You are going to love it. So limited availability. Our package, of course, for June next year includes your flight from Sydney over to London, the 3-night hotel stay there, then your 7-night classic transatlantic voyage that is Cunard. You only associate that classic transatlantic New York, Southampton crossing with Cunard, and it's got to be on Queen Mary too. Many special events, presentations, looking back over the company's history. Lots of surprises as well. I noticed that the information from the press releases was quite limited, which is good, because actually you want to go and enjoy the surprises as they arrive. Now, you'll arrive in New York in style, of course, sailing into New York, which is very special anyway. You'll leave the Queen Mary 2 there, but you're staying in New York for 3 nights there in a hotel. Breakfast included in your hotel as well, before we then fly you back to Sydney. Now, you can secure your place today with a low deposit, which is amazing, and your price tag for the whole package that only ever happens once, and has got to be the place to be. If you are a Cunard aficionado, maybe you've never ever been on one of their voyages before, imagine making this one the very first one, and it's a special event cruise. I mean, it's going to be the event for Cunard in 2025. Imagine being a company owner right now today of any company and being able to celebrate 185 years in the same business. That's incredible. Now, as a bonus, if you book with us here at CruiseAway, we'll include up to $460 per cabin onboard credit as a bonus. Oh my word. Now you can treat yourself with that to dining, bottles of wine, whatever it might be, a spa treatment maybe, incredible. But what I would say is be very, very quick. This is very limited availability on this sailing. Let's take a look at the upgrade prices on board. They are amazing. Seriously, because this is, I mean, normally I would say to you, okay, we've got a great deal there for an inside on Queen Mary 2, incredible, take the best deal. But this is a special event cruise.
Yeah.
So I would want to be in as special a stateroom as I can. They're all special, don't get me wrong. They're all incredible, of the same standard right the way through. It's not like the old days of steerage down the bottom and Lord and Lady at the top. You know, it's not like that at all. Every single stateroom that you have is of the utmost incredible luxury that you would expect and demand of a cruise line that has been around with an 185-year heritage. You would expect. You know, they've been in the cruise business for a long, long time because they get it right, and they always have done through 185 years. That's just, it blows my mind completely. I know. That any company, you know, kind of has been around that long. Amazing. Call us now, 1300 408 765 is that toll-free telephone line. Now, because Cunard have so many celebrations going on over next year, we actually right now have 2 shows dedicated to these event voyages. You'll find the other show on our YouTube channel. It'll pop up here on Gecko as well, and it features the BFI Film Festival voyage, which happens in March next year. There's also a Voyage du Vin, which tours Europe's wine regions with one of the longest serving wine merchants in the UK, with a heritage of 240 years, which is, again, amazing. That one looks spectacular. It really does, doesn't it? And there's also an English National Ballet voyage on Queen Mary 2 with special performances and workshops as well. Have you got your pirouette ready? Oh, yeah, I'm not sure if I can get my leg high enough, though, to be honest with you. Maybe some practice. Let's stay on Queen Mary 2 right now for our next voyage, and we're celebrating the literary world this time with a festival at sea. It's a chance to hear from and meet formidable authors as part of the trip. Now, this is for December next year, and our 15 nights start by flying from Sydney over to New York this time. And again, like our other packages, we spend some time here first, 3 nights in a hotel, which as a first timer is a kind of good period of time to be there, right? Yeah, it is. It's a brilliant time to be there. I just think there's not a bad time of year to visit New York City. There really isn't. And you've got that, you're going to have that pre-Christmas feeling. The lights are going to be up on the famous Macy's tree with the Swarovski star. You've got lots of great museums as well if it's a bit chilly for you to be wandering around. But it isn't really in New York. You'll still, you know, you'll get the energy of the city. You've got the Met Museum and the Guggenheim. You know, you've got the High Line to visit as well, which is spectacular, top of the rock, Empire State, Washington Square Park. It is phenomenal. Love this city. Then it's time for us to cruise on board the Queen Mary 2. Now, you're going to find yourself in literary heaven, surrounded by journalists, historians, authors such as Richard Coles and fellow book lovers on this 7-night sailing dedicated to the power of the pen. Curated by the programming team on the Times and the Sunday Times Cheltenham Literature Festival, this unique voyage will celebrate the many forms of the written word. And so it's going to be very, very special if you are a book lover. I know lots of people that would be chomping at the bit to get on board this voyage, like avid readers. Oh, yeah, for sure. I was just thinking as well, I wonder how many books and romantic novels and thrillers and crime related books have been inspired by journeys on the sea. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine? Yeah. Oh, that's going to be very interesting. I bet they'll have a whole lecture just about that. I would think so, yeah. Yeah, you will just be, I mean, you'll be enthralled at every turn. Even if this is not your thing, maybe you're going with a partner because your partner absolutely loves the world of literature. I bet you anything, you're going to find lots of interesting, different viewpoints that you never knew existed before. Yeah. And last year, just to tell you, they did a similar one last year. They had something in the region of around 20 authors on board. So a big range of people on board, which is incredible. So when you finish on the Queen Mary 2 in Southampton, it's then up to London. Yes, we transfer you up to London as well. And we've got a 3-night hotel stay, breakfast included in the hotel for you as well. So you've got 3 nights to enjoy the capital. Honestly, there's such a myriad of different things to enjoy. You're coming up to Christmas, of course. So when you go up Regent Street and Oxford Street, they'll be fully lit up for Christmas. In fact, you might even be there at the time where they kind of do one of the big events there. There's Christmas Christmas markets all around. You can take Christmas cruises along the Thames. So it's a really special atmosphere at this time of the year. And there are less tourists around, so you've got more time to go and actually enjoy the attractions there. Of course, if you want longer than 3 nights in London, then just talk to the team and we'll make this happen. This really is an incredible CruiseAway package, actually, to coincide with this special event voyage on Queen Mary 2. And our package includes your flight over to New York, your 3-night hotel stay there, then of course your 7-night transatlantic literary festival with the Times, special events with special speakers on board, famous authors. The Reverend Richard Coles will be one of the authors on board as well, and the famous BBC journalist Sophie Rayworth, I believe, is going to be appearing on this cruise as well, voyaging through to Southampton. And then at the end of your journey on Queen Mary 2, we'll transfer you up to London for your 3-night hotel stay, bed and breakfast before the flight back to Sydney. And we're doing the whole jolly lot for this. And wait, because we have more. Here is the price tag for all of the travel. That's the cruise and the stays in London and New York. And if you book this today with us here at CruiseAway, we are going to add even more, up to $720 per cabin onboard credit as an extra bonus if you book soon. You've got your telephone number there, it's toll free 1300 408 765. Here's the upgrade prices on Queen Mary 2 as well. If you want to upgrade that experience, I mean, how this could be upgraded any further, I don't know, because I think this is going to be a very busy cruise for you as well. There will be lots of different events, chances to meet authors. I guess that there will be authors with new releases there as well, so the chances to enjoy signings and, you know, more intimate conversations and presentations with some of the authors and journalists on board. It's going to be pretty special, and that's quite aside just how special it is to be on Queen Mary 2 at all.
Oh, absolutely. Even without this, it's just such a unique experience. So, I mean, with the addition of this very unique cruise, it's going to be one for the ages, that's for sure.
Yeah, it definitely is. And listen, if you love the idea of transatlantic cruising on the Queen Mary 2, she runs these 7-night sailings to and from Southampton and New York, you know, all the time. So we can always hook you up with one of these trips. We've done packages before where we've, you know, flown you over to London, done the Queen Mary 2 from Southampton to New York, had another Caribbean cruise on a different cruise ship, out around the Caribbean, back to New York, and then maybe Queen Mary 2 again, back to the UK, or flying back from New York to Sydney, or going somewhere else. The great thing is you can take all of these elements and we can stitch them together. It's what we do all the time, but actually your ideas are often the greatest. You come through to us and say, well, hang on, if I'm going to the States, I'd also like to do this and that. I do New York and Orlando to do the theme parks, and Vegas and a bit of this and a bit of that, and maybe an Alaskan cruise as well from Vancouver.
Ooh,
it can all be done in one single package. Just talk to the team here at CruiseAway.
There's some real food for thought there, Derek. I want it all.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. The thing to do is to do all of this now, right? Don't sit on your travel plans, because we only have one life. We're here for a good time and not a long time, so make it happen. Listen, Joe and I have run out of time now, so thank you for your company as always, and come back and see us again every day, 10 in the morning, 1 and 4 in the afternoon here on Gecko. You think we had some ideas in this show? We've got plenty more.
Bye for now.